Hello there, my name is Martin Henley. This is the What the series, and in this episode number 7, we're answering the interesting question, what is market research? So, in addressing the question, what is market research, there are 6 things we'll be sharing with you. We are going to Wikipedia for a definition of market research. We're looking at a definition of what is a market. We're looking at the issue that I perceive with target markets. We're looking at why you need to do market research, when you need to do market research, and how to do market research. Let's go, Ricky. So in answering this question, what is market research, we went to Wikipedia for a definition. And what they tell us is that market research is an organized effort to gather information about target markets or customers, including qualitative and quantitative techniques. So this sounds quite straightforward until they start talking about qualitative and quantitative techniques, but don't worry, we're going to cover that later. The other issue I have with this, well, 2 issues, is one, I think target markets are problematic. We're going to talk about that in point 3. And I think customers, when you're doing research on your customers, that's kind of customer analysis, and we're definitely going to put together a video about that. But if this is an organized effort to gather information about a market, then I am perfectly happy with Wikipedia's definition. So if we are going to understand market research, perhaps we need to understand a little bit better this word market. So we went to NetMBA for a definition, and what they tell us is that a market refers to the group of consumers or organizations that is interested in the product, has the resources to buy the product, and is permitted by the law to buy the product. So I have a couple of little issues with this. It's too complicated, I think. I think of a market as a group of people with needs or wants that they are happy to satisfy by spending money, which is essentially what they're saying. The big issue I have here is this word interesting or interested. I can't imagine anything more frustrating than marketing to a market who are interested and have the resources to buy but don't buy. So the market I'm interested in is one that actually spends the money, one that actually spends. The other thing that's interesting to me here is this permitted by the law. When we know that there is a market for illegal drugs, for illegal weapons, for illegal sexual services, we know these markets exist, but I think it's really nice that NetMBA are taking the time to remind us that we should perhaps stay within the law. Which brings us then to point number 3, which is a personal bugbear of mine, which is this thing about target markets. Now, the suggestion to me here is that you can target a market and you can sell them whatever you want to sell them, irrespective of whether they want or need it. And that for me is particularly dangerous. So there has been lip service paid to customer-focused marketing for a long time, for decades. But it seems to me that now all of the power is with the consumer, is with the buyer. So what's much easier, rather than trying to convince people that they need something or they want something, is just to find people who already know that they need something and want something and are prepared to invest in buying it. So you need a market that wants or needs your products or services. You need to understand that customers know exactly where to go if they are buying those products or services. But what you need to do is find those people with those problems, with those desires, and find a way to satisfy those problems and desires and serve your market, rather than imagine that you can just come up with an amazing product that you can push on people without them needing or wanting it. So now you might be asking the question, well, why do I need to do market research? Well, there's one very good reason and lots of great reasons for doing market research. The first is about an existential question about whether your business can actually exist. If you don't have a market, your business cannot exist. For everything else that you do in marketing, if you get your offers wrong, your message wrong, your brand wrong, if you get your targeting slightly wrong, if you get your offers and your pricing slightly wrong, those can all be fixed. If you haven't got a market, if your market does not exist, you essentially do not have a business. Your business cannot exist. So that's the good reason, that's the best reason for doing your market research. The sooner you understand whether your market exists or not, the happier you will be. So beyond that, there are lots and lots of important questions that market research will answer for you. For example, who your market are, where they spend their time, where they spend their time online potentially, what they buy, when they buy, how they buy, and why they buy. So if you can answer that question, all you need to do is formulate that into a message that you land on the rest of your market, and you will consistently generate leads and sales. So marketing essentially is a process of understanding your market better and better. And the better the market research you do, the better you will be at the start. Okay, so I'm hoping that you're hearing me and you're getting excited and you're thinking, yeah, if I can answer these questions, if I can know my market better, then I will be a better marketer. I will have a more successful business. So then the question becomes when to do your market research. Now, the very best time to do your market research is before you even start your business. So your business should be about generating sales, generating profits, generating income. And if that is your objective, then you really want to know where the people are and who the people are who have money and time and energy to spend on the products and services that you are offering. So if you have yet to start your business, now is the time to do your market research. This is about 80% of your marketing. If you know that you have a market or you identify a market and you know that they want things and need things and have money to spend on those things, then you are 80% of your way to having a successful business. But now you're saying, I didn't do my market research before I started my business. What do I do? When should I do it now? And the question is now. Do your market research now. If you have customers already, then they are your market. They're the people with the money to spend on the things they need and they want. So the best time to do your market research is before you even start, before you do anything else. No business plan, no idea, no products, no nothing. You do your market research. Find these people with money. And if you haven't, and even if you have, then market research is a continuous process. You continually want to be learning more and more and more about your market. Okay, so you're thinking, I'm ready to do some market research, but I don't know how. Well, there are two recognized approaches to market research. That is the qualitative and the quantitative approaches. Now, this also goes to the evolution of marketing. So historically, if you wanted to do market research, the only option you had was qualitative market research. And what that means is you bring together groups of people into focus groups and you feed them tea and biscuits and you ask them about the products you're developing, you ask them about the brand, you ask them about the message, and they give you feedback and you use that feedback to shape your products, your offerings, your services. The issue with that is that people really like tea and biscuits and people really like people who give them tea and biscuits. So I think the issue then is that they're probably going to say nice things because they want more tea and biscuits. The other way that you do qualitative research is by surveys. So you could do online surveys, you could do telephone surveys, you can stop people and ask them in the street. Now the issue again is that you're relying on these people giving you the right answers or the true answers. But the truth about this is that unless people are at the point of purchase, unless they're buying something right now, they don't particularly care. And people are nice, so they will tell you what you want to hear. So qualitative market research was always kind of problematic. The good news is now we have the internet and we don't have to rely so much on qualitative research any longer, because now platforms like Google and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter will all give us the numbers, the quantitative. So if we go to Google Keyword Planner, they will show us the number of searches that happen for a particular phrase in a month. If we go to Google Trends, it will show us exactly when those people are searching. If you know who your market are by their demographic, then Facebook will identify those people by their gender, by their age, by their location, by their marital status, by their travel status. There's really a lot of information available in here. Now YouTube is interesting because we can see the number of views that a specific video gets and we can see when those videos get those views. Instagram will show you what people are liking. LinkedIn will show you, again, if you know your demographic in a business-to-business sense, it will show you their titles, their locations, their seniority. It will give you all sorts of information. And Twitter will tell you what's hot right now, what people are speaking about right now. So the quantitative research that you need to do is available for £0 and 0 pence. It's essentially free. Now, I'm not telling you to use these services necessarily. We're going to think about that when we think about how we position and how we get proactive with our business. But right now I'm telling you that these services are a mine of information. So actually the quantitative research you need to do your market research is more available than it's ever been in history. And it doesn't take a huge amount of time, it takes zero money, and you could get started on this right now. If you are still with us, well done. You now know what market research is. You know what a market is. You know about the dangers of a target market. You know why you need to do market research, when you need to do market research, and you're getting a sense already of how to do market research. If you have found this interesting or useful, why not take a second to like, share, subscribe, maybe comment. Maybe there's a piece of marketing jargon that you would like to see defined in this fashion. If you found it really interesting and useful, why not head across to the Effective Marketing Company blog and subscribe there, and you will get this marketing jargon, bullshit busting goodness in your inbox every single day. We're done here, Ricky.